Would you die for me? I love you so. I have never been in love with anyone.
In 1850, Lucy gives birth to her daughter Alucarda in an abandoned colonial palace in the woods. Concerned that her daughter may be claimed by bad spirits, Lucy pleads with a hunchbacked gypsy to take Alucarda to a nearby stone-walled convent where Catholic nuns live.
That you will protect her, and don't let him take her away.
As the gypsy flees with the baby, a demonic voice fills the palace, and Lucy dies from childbirth complications. 15 years later, Alucarda still lives at the convent as a teenager. She becomes interested in a new orphan named Justine and quickly considers her like a sister.
Justine, at last you're here.
Is her room ready, Sister Angelica?
Yes, Mother. It means I like you.
While exploring in the forest, Alucarda and Justine come across a group of gypsies holding a funeral procession.
Funerals frighten me. You have to die. Everybody has to die.
One of the gypsy men who assisted in Alucarda's birth offers her an amulet for sale.
It's charm against demons. Come on.
Come on, he won't hurt us.
The girls then stumble upon the deserted palace and venture into a crypt. In the crypt, Alucarda confesses her love for Justine and they make a pact to die together.
I have never been in love with anyone, and never shall, unless it's with you. Do you mean that?
Unknowingly, they open Alucarda's mother's grave and are overcome by a powerful supernatural force that brings Alucarda to tears. She must have felt her mother's spirit and she's somehow feeling a strong connection.
Alucarda! It's cold. I'm shivering.
During Mass, Justine faints without explanation. Alucarda looks after her and stayed with her in her room.
May I please stay with her?
Would you rather have Alucarda be here?
Yes.
She then starts reciting the names of the demonic spirits. The hunchback gypsy appears and Alucarda offers her full trust to the bad spirit, while the girls engage in a blood ritual while they are naked. Sister Angelica has a vision of Alucarda and Justine participating in a ritual with the gypsies in the woods. The following day, Alucarda and Justine shock the nuns and their peers by chanting and expressing their allegiance to the bad spirits during school. The nuns make multiple failed attempts to make the girls repent, and Alucarda even tries to seduce Father Lazaro during confession. In response, Father Lazaro and the nuns engage in a mass flogging as punishment for their inability to save the girls from demonic influence. Lazaro determines that they must perform an exorcism on Justine, who has become increasingly sick. During the exorcism, they bind Justine to a cross and inflict pain on her, ultimately causing her to bleed to death. Dr. Ozek arrives to examine Justine and discovers the horrifying scene. Disgusted by the sadistic practices, Ozek takes Alucarda away, fearing for her safety. Alucarda wakes up in the home of Dr. Ozek, feeling scared and confused. She finds comfort in the company of Daniela, Ozek's blind daughter.
Why does your father want to frighten me?
He doesn't, Alucarda.
You were dreaming. I'm afraid of dreams.
Meanwhile, Ozek is urgently called back to the convent, as the nuns have discovered that Justine's dead body has vanished. To their surprise, Sister Hermana is discovered mysteriously burned alive. When her body comes back to life, Father Lazaro brutally attacks her. This unsettling event shakes Ozek's beliefs, and he rushes back home fearing for Daniela's safety. However, upon his return, he discovers that both Alucarda and Daniela are missing. The nuns guide Ozek to the empty crypt. Suspecting that Alucarda might have sought refuge there, they find Justine's body lying in a coffin filled with blood, completely transformed into a vampire. Justine attacks Sister Angelica, but Angelica managed to stop the attack by praying. Ozek interrupts the confrontation and douses Justine with holy water. This sends her into a violent frenzy, and she bites Angelica's neck before disintegrating. Ozek and a group of monks carry Angelica's body back to the convent, where Alucarda has arrived with Daniela. Using her supernatural powers, Alucarda begins wreaking havoc in the convent, causing the clergy to burst into flames in the grotto. When Alucarda sees Angelica's lifeless body, she is suddenly overwhelmed with grief. She goes into a rage at the foot of a burning crucifix in the chapel. After collapsing, Alucarda's body vanishes into the ground, leaving Father Lazaro and Ozek to witness the scene. Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.